I think right now it's no secret that we're living through a somewhat turbulent time in the Catholic Church. And I think there are a number of Catholics who are looking to orthodoxy with some hope, because in a way, it sort of seems like the beauty of tradition without the baggage of certain things that we may want to discard. And, just personally, I don't know how representative this is or not, but I would imagine if you were to ask a lot of practicing Christians, what do you think of when you think of the Catholic Church? They might say some things like, what's with Pope Francis, or pedophile priests, or crazy liturgies and things. And if you were to ask a somewhat knowledgeable Christian, what do you think about orthodoxy? I think a lot of them would say, they're just like super beautiful liturgies and icons and like images of sunbeams coming through the window and reverence and historic faith. And, I think a lot of people kind of feel this way. And for that reason, I think people might be looking to orthodoxy as a sort of a trapdoor to escape from the craziness within the church right now. And I know sometimes people may overdo, how much we have in common. Obviously, we share much in common, but do you think it's an acceptable thing for a Catholic to become an Orthodox and just to say, look, we're basically both the same church, we have some disagreements, but we're really not in schism any longer? There are certainly some people who try to make that argument.
Yeah, well, certainly not. I mean, we couldn't go down that route, because as soon as we admit that it's okay to be Catholic or to be Orthodox, then we're subscribing into at least some form of principled religious indifferentism. And once you open that door, there's really no closing it, because now it doesn't matter if I'm a Coptic Orthodox or a Chalcedonian Orthodox. But in their canonical collections, those are also formal heretics and separated from the one true church. So, yeah, I don't think we could just say that it doesn't matter. But what I can say is that for some people, the matter is so important to them that, and I've had friends who went Orthodox, and they could all testify that I never, grabbed their arms and cry that they would stay Catholic. But what I do tell them, I say, well, maybe you really do need to go Orthodox and see what it's like. I know that sounds kind of, almost as if I'm downplaying schism, but I'm sort of speaking from a realistic point of view. If this person is really dead set on becoming Orthodox, that's their conscience. Their conscience is telling them to become Orthodox. I'm not going to just sit there and fight their conscience. I'll say, well, maybe you should go ahead and do this then. And I've had actually different responses after they do that, and they come back to me after a year or so. I've had they say, well, they come back and they say, well, it wasn't what I thought, or many of them think that the Orthodox are not as traditional as they are, as they are claimed to be. And some of them have gone to uncanonical Orthodox churches, which are not part of world Orthodoxy, under the 14 Auto-Catholic heads. So the journeys vary. But I think sometimes just going to the Orthodox Church, sitting as a catechumen for a while, is something that they may need that. I certainly did that when I was trying to, look into Rome and into Orthodoxy, and that was tremendously helpful for me.
Yeah, and I certainly have some Protestant friends who are looking into Eastern Orthodoxy, and I think, glory to God, you're coming closer here. I said to a friend of mine, look, if you become Orthodox, you do realize that we're going to both agree all of a sudden on the legitimacy of praying to the saints, on the sinlessness of the Theotokos, on confession, on Eucharist, So it's definitely a step closer. Thank you for watching this clip. You can click here to watch the full episode, and I want to say a big thanks to our sponsors and to our amazing patrons for making all of this possible. Please do us a favor before you go, click that subscribe button and then the bell, and that way YouTube will be forced to let you know every time we put out a new episode.